following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of discussion, consideration, approval of the following items 4A through 4J. Make a motion to approve. Here is a motion. Second. Here's a second. I vote yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Other reports. Principal reports.
In September, 94 pre-K through 6th graders earned the spot in the Rail Club. Elementary teachers met with parents in person Tuesday, October 5th and Thursday, October 7th. And we had an excellent turnout, and it was awesome to see the strong parental involvement we have in Waynoka. The firefighters came on Friday to teach fire safety to pre-K, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grades, and the daycare on Friday, October 8th. Mini cheer clinic was last week. Pre-K through 5th graders performed a great routine and dance at the homecoming halftime. Fall break is this Friday and next Monday. Our last game for 5th and 6th grade football is October 19th at home against Gary. The elementary will be celebrating the 50th day of school on October 20th, by dressing up in 50s attire, and each class is going to bring 50 items of certain item of what they chose to donate to the local food bank. October 21st, Waynoka elementary students, grades 1st through 6th, will take their AR incentive trip to P-Bar Farms in Hydro, Oklahoma. And they have until the 14th of this week to meet their reading goal. Pre-K and kindergarten students will take a field trip to Kinney Farms in Woodward on October 22nd. Halloween parties will be on Friday, October 29th, and we'll also have the spook parade through the school and the community as well that day. Words of the week for Hallway Huddle in September were attitude, patriotism, effort, and responsibility. And we started Railroad Spotlights this month, and we have had Calvin, Adley, Sophia, and Colton. They've been our Railroader Spotlights of the week. And then Jewel Laney was our Elementary Masonic Student of the Month, and Deborah Rankin was our Masonic Teacher of the Month for September.
Okay, so softball ended a couple weeks ago. Had a really good season. Had 2 girls represent us at the conference all-star game. Did an excellent job. Riley, Sample, and Mackenzie Smith hit the ball well, played good defense, and then also Cherokee Strip Conference honorable mention was Kennedy Zook. Football's going strong. Obviously, having a really good season. Another good season for us. The coaches felt like a big test was 2 weeks ago at Boise City, which we walked out of there with a win, so that was good for the team. Homecoming was last Friday. Played Sharon Neutral, another big win, obviously. And then, again, like she mentioned, elementary and junior high finish up next Tuesday, last game of the season. Along with homecoming, Mrs. Callison and the cheerleaders did an excellent job putting on the whole week of homecoming. The decorations in the hall were awesome, very tasteful and appropriate. Along with homecoming, they also hosted a little cheer camp for the elementary kids, like they do every year. Had a great turnout for that. I never did get a count, but there was a lot of little kids, and that was one heck of a fundraiser too. Let's see. Great Pep Assembly Friday afternoon was on the air, live streamed. If you weren't there, hopefully you were able to catch it on the radio. Ben Buckland came down and streamed that for us, put it on the air. FFA, busy last couple of weeks between the Colt Conference and the Tulsa State Fair. We had a few kids go down there and do well with their livestock, and then our judging team was down there as well at the Tulsa Fair. District academic meet is here today at 3:30 with Tologa and Freedom, and then there's not a district meet, but an academic meet, high school academic meet on the 21st. TSA went to the lead conference on the 29th of September. Mr. Tolson took 2 students to that. TSA Best Robotics Camp is on the 23rd of this month. The 28th of this month is the Sccla district meeting. It is one of the most exciting and biggest events, I think, that I've ever been to in regards to Sccla, because it's just full of energy. They always have a good presentation, and it's many schools from Northwest Oklahoma. Then parent-teacher conferences, as she mentioned, were last Tuesday and Thursday, and we had a good turnout. We had 87% of our parents for the high 7 through 12 show up for that. So that was good to see.
Okay, thank you. Superintendent report.
All right, jumping into our finances, looking at our expenditures so far this year is down on the year, $122,000. Our revenue is up, this month, $66,000 on the year, $153,000 now. With that revenue this month, gross production is up. This month it's up $13,000 from it was last year. And we did settle DCP Southern Hills, so that ended up being a 13% reduction. So we ended up getting $42,000 put in our general fund. So that kind of makes up your difference of why this month, we show that we're up $66,000. So, but that was back taxes on that. Looking at our building fund, our expenditures are roughly the same. Revenue is up. This month was up $5,600, but that was also again because of the back taxes that we collected. Looking at our child nutrition, you can see there right now we've spent a total of $15,000 and we collected $20,000. That $3,300 was from summer. Keep that in mind, we still do it for July. So we're breaking even in our child nutrition. Again, everybody is eating free, so we're getting reimbursed for every meal. The daycare expenditures, we've gotten that under control and so far running pretty smoothly down there. Expenditures there are $23,000 and our revenue is $17,000, so we lost about $5,000, but miles ahead of where we were last year for sure. I also gave you this Woods County school protest. I was talking with the treasurer for a little bit this month, and he decided to go ahead and give us a breakdown of what is sitting in escrow accounts, so you guys have an idea of what's sitting in here, and you kind of see the breakdown. So for us, in our general fund, there's $369,000. That's just sitting there waiting for either the court hearings or for a settlement. Building fund is $52,000. Sinking fund, this is how we pay our bonds, and this is why, I kind of alerted that we may have an issue there. There's $121,000 there. So, Targa obviously is our big one there. Targa for our general fund is sitting at $355,000. So that one, they've already said they're going to court with, and of course they've protested a large amount this year as well. So, that kind of shows you what's sitting in there that we haven't collected. Hopefully, that'll get resolved at some point. Another thing to note, October 26th is our Region 2 meeting. So October 26th, let's look what day, but I'm not sure what day that is, but 5:30 is the workshop and 6:30 is the Region meeting. So I'm meeting there. It's at Ceiling, at the school commons area. I'm going there for the 5:30 workshop, so if you guys could let me know, I've got to get whoever's wanting to go registered for either both or just one. So let me know sometime this week when you look at your calendars who can make it, and we'll get us registered. Another thing to note is we finally got all of our Sccla and everything we need down there for the baseball field. So October 20th, we're going to have a work day down there. I've kind of reached out and asked for volunteers, but try to get some welders there and some hands there. And hopefully we can get that Sccla up and welded, and got some caps to put on, but we're going to try to start that at 7 a.m. barring weather, obviously. But so that's October 20th. If you guys can make it, we'd love to have you. If you can't, we understand you got a life too. So that's all I've got.
Thank you. Vote to approve or not to approve the annual election resolution for the 2021-2022 school year and call for an election.
This is our resolution. Travis is seat number 2 this year.
Move to approve. John's motion.
Second.
Kevin's second. How you vote, Kevin?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay. Presentation of the annual dropout and college remediation report for the
So right now, the data review is open for the dropout report. Right now, we have 2 students showing up on that. One is a student that transferred out of state as a freshman. We already have shown state evidence that that student was enrolled in this Kansas institution, but they're showing out as a dropout because the student should have graduated in May. They did, but not here. So we'll have to get that corrected, and then we'll have another student that will be a dropout for us. So we'll for sure have one dropout out of last year's graduating class. So as far as a remediation report, this one's kind of difficult, and it gets more difficult every year. The ACT is the emphasis, I guess, that institutions are putting on the ACT is declining. Student success on the ACT across the board is declining. We've got a document here, the last 7 years, it's gone down, just steadily downhill as far as average ACT scores across the nation, as far as much as 2 points in subscores. But with that, we had 14 graduates last year. 8 of those are attending college, and if you look at that you have to have a 19 in a subscore or better, or you have to take a remedial course. We have 3 students, 3 in math, 2 in science, and 3 in English, that score below a 19 in those subcategories. All 3 of those are admitted and are attending Northwestern currently, so their ACT scores didn't hinder them from enrolling. And we'll look at that in just a minute more. But colleges and universities aren't using the ACT as their primary admission factor. They're looking at their students' course load, they're looking at their GPA, and they're looking at their extracurricular involvements. As well as all of that, there are placements tests that especially regional universities are using to keep kids out of remedial courses. But if we look especially at state universities, they're looking at students in the top third of their class or a 3.0 GPA, or they're looking at, that's the first thing we'll look at. The next thing they're going to look at is a 3.0 GPA, and if they scored at least a 15 in any of the subcategories, which, so that, I'm talking OU and OSU, we had no one score below that in the subcategory. So any of our students could have successfully attended OU or OSU without taking a remedial course. Talking about regional universities, so like Northwestern, Southwestern. The first thing they're looking at as far as the ACT is a 20 composite score. And then they're looking at a 2.7 GPA and a 15 in those core subjects again. So like I said, we have 3 kids that score below a 19 in the sub-score, but with all of the factors that universities take into consideration, none of them should be taking a remedial course. So that's all I have for you. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you. Smith? Okay. Vote to approve or not to approve to amend and adopt board policies 8A through 8E.
Move to approve.
John's motion. Eric's second. How you vote, Kevin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Vote to approve or not to approve fundraiser request for the 2021-2022 school year. Second grade class, boys and girls basketball, baseball.
Move to approve that fundraiser request.
Second. We have a motion on the second. How you vote, Gary?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Any new business?
I have no new business.
Motion, Kevin, second, I vote yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.